Hi guys, welcome back. This is Matt Chat episode 568, featuring a little game called Battle Brothers. Now, Battle Brothers, or Battle Bros, as I like to talk about it, is currently on sale over at GOG. I have a link for you in the show notes if you want to check that out. 70% off. So maybe this is the perfect time to be looking at this. And then also the company that developed the game, Overhype Studios, is working on a new game called Menace. So I thought it might be cool to check out Battle Brothers, a game that's critically acclaimed, and see what it's all about. So the question I ask myself is this a fun medieval mercenary simulator, or is it a egregious cortisol stimulator? I think you'll see what I mean in a minute. Anyway, we've got a lot to cover here, so without further ado, here is Battle Brothers. All right, looking good. You're looking good today. You know why? Because you got a big smile on your face, because it just so happens that the day I choose to record a video about Battle Brothers, they've got it 70% off. Good old games. Not making this up. I didn't plan for this. Just serendipity at work. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, 70% off, $8.99. But even at this price, you might be wondering if this is a game for you. It's kind of got this reputation, this Overhype Studios. I mean, they call themselves Overhyped. I mean, maybe there's some truth to that. People bragging about how hard the game is, boasting, and oh yes, this game is unfair and it's hard and you have to start over a lot, but I'm just such a man, I'll play it anyway. You're a wimp if you can't play it. You're a wimp, that sort of guy. So that might be a turnoff, frankly. And if it's a game, if you're like me and you're used to games where you create a party of characters, keep those guys alive, you might reload a battle here and there, sure. You might, especially a boss battle or something, you're comfortable with that idea that you might have to play that through several times. But this game, you're just not going to be able to do it that way. If you're trying to keep the whole gang alive, it's going to get so frustrating, you're going to hate it. So if you just can't accept that some people are going to die, you might be reloading a lot of times, restarting from scratch a couple times. Maybe actually enjoy that, then it's probably not a game for you. But once you're able to get past the worst of it and start kind of learning the mechanics a little bit, and again, lowering your threshold a bit and just being accepting if you have to play it a few times. It's kind of like those old school arcade games, right? Even Pac-Man, Galaga, whatever. It takes some skill, right? To get good at it. But even if you are good at it, you're still not going to be playing perfectly. Right? You're still going to be reloading or popping more quarters in, or whatever the case may be. But anyway, I had a lot of fun with this, and I hopefully can steer you away from some of the really bad decisions that you might make just starting out in this game, and I get pissed off too quick and rage quit, because I think you want to stick with it a while. Because there's some really interesting stuff about this game, and it's a lot of fun. And if you've played that game, War Tales, or if you like the XCOM style games, I think you'll find some familiar elements here that you can get into. But all in all, difficult. If you're, again, I'll put the caveat that you have to be okay with the difficulty level. But other than that, we've got a lot of fun stuff here. I definitely think it's worth $8.99. I mean, come on. But anyway, let's get the game up and running, and I'll show you what it's all about. And Battle Brothers! Oh, it's so hard. Menace. Yeah, that game's been getting a little publicity. I'm going to check that out next, I think. Menace. Remember the Amiga game? Was it or the Amiga company, Psygnosis? And they're always popping this first. There was Menace. Then there was Blood Money. Yeah, Blood Money kind of brings be the appropriate game to be talking about here. All right, yeah. Battle Brothers. Yeah, it's so tough that, you know how a lot of games you hit escape and it brings up a little menu? You know, you're sure you want to quit? Not this! You hit escape, you're out. Even if you didn't save it beforehand. I don't know if that's exactly true. I just noticed when I was trying to get the game into a window, I hit escape by accident and it just dumped me to the desktop. Yeah, look what they say here. Battle Brothers is a challenging game. Losses and comebacks are part of the gameplay. It's recommended that you start with beginner. Oh, yeah, it's not just recommended. It's recommended for your health, for your sanity, that you start with beginner difficulty and with the tutorial origin. Because if you do not, you are going to be de-brothered. You're going to be orphaned. Brotherless. Very, very soon. And they're pretty serious about brothers. I don't think there's a woman in this game. What the heck is that? Lindworm. Oh, I guess this is some DLC I must have installed. The free Lindworm DLC. Okay, looks like I got pretty much all the DLCs. I didn't even bother to look up and see which DLCs are worth it or not. They seem like they seem like there's pretty good reviews on all those. I don't know. Some of you guys that know more about the game. I didn't play it from the original vanilla. I've only played with the DLCs and it plays great. So somebody that's a little more experienced might sound off in the comments if there's a particular DLC you think is a waste of money or one that you think is essential, that sort of thing. Please put that in the comments. Okay, let's definitely do the rebuilding a company tutorial. So let us give us a few advantages, I think, but again, don't feel like this is going to be easy. No. I mean, this is probably the hardest frickin' tutorial. I don't even think it's fair to call it a tutorial. I mean, I guess there's a few little instruction screens we'll get to. But this game doesn't hold your hand. It chops your hand off and slaps you with it. Alright, company name. We could call ourselves the Battle Brothers, but I prefer the Ratslayers. Ratslayer. Late game crisis. What is this? Green skin invasion. I didn't even notice this before. Should we pick one, I wonder, or just go with random? Just go with random. We probably won't make it all the way to the late game crisis anyway. Permanent destruction. Oh my god. It's like the game ain't hard enough. Okay, forget about that. Well, let's find us a nice flag here. It's a pretty nice banner. Oh, look at that. Looks like somebody get a tattoo of that. Probably see a young woman with that on like her lower back, Hey. Oh, I don't know what that's about. Looks kind of painful. Barnabas Collins. Oh, these are fun. I like these. Black Crow, Eesh. Part of that's appealing. Oh, it's this guy. Yeah, maybe you need to take a course on knife safety, buddy. What's that? Oh, these are... Oh, I like that. Look at that drag. Oh, Grateful Dead. Yeah, let's be Deadheads. I don't know if there's one with a rat on it. I'm pretty sure there... Oh, no. I'm pretty sure there are rats in the game. I seem to recall that. Hey, where was that one with the Deadheads? I think we'll go with that. Can I upload my own? Maybe not. Okay. Uncle John's Band. Here, we could call ourselves Uncle John's Band. Economic difficulty. Oh yeah, I definitely want to go. I want everything to be more expensive and make less money. Combat difficulty, beginner, veteran. Recommended for veterans of the game or the genre, my ass. Recommended for severe masochists or people that really have something to prove. And there's another one beyond that. Oh my God, Iron Man mode. You know what? Isn't Iron Man, as litigious as Disney and Marvel are, I'm surprised they haven't somehow put the clamp down on Iron Man. But I guess, didn't Black Sabbath have that song before? What came first, the Black Sabbath Iron Man song or the comic book? Tony Stark and all that. Okay. Hi. Map seed. Unexplored map. Oh, I don't know. Man, they're pumping this new game. Hey, congrats on buying Battle Brothers. By the way, there's a new and better game you should have bought instead. With the Gladiator's origin, you start with 3 powerful characters, but losing all 3 will end your campaign. Alright, let's get into this. Some of this writing is hilarious. Kind of, I don't know, a little bit of a purple prose. Maybe the writer's getting paid by the word, as I like to say, but it's not terrible. It's just kind of it's hit or miss. We'll see. The last battle. It all went wrong. 2 days ago, the company was hired to track down Hoggart the Weasel and his band of raiders. But it was them who found you first. Something's not quite right about that. But anyway, moving on. An ambush. Some joke about horses cut short by an arrow to the throat. What? Some joke about horses cut short by an arrow to the throat? Arrows shooting in from everywhere and nowhere. Men holler and scream a great volume before death. What the heck? Okay, I think somebody was drinking some ale, perhaps. Or it's translated this from some other language. I don't know. As the hail subsides. What hail? I guess it was... is it a storm? As the hail subsides, you draw your weapon with the rest of the men, only to collapse to your knees. An arrow has punctured your side. You shout in pain. Ah! A harried glance sees the men charge without you to make a valiant last stand. Met in force as steel clashes with steel. You know that part of Conan the Barbarian where they're like, what's the best in life? He says, to crush your enemies, they'll see the driven before you, I didn't realize they had taken that from a historical source. Apparently that's Tamerlane. It said something very similar, and they just adapted that. But anyway, you meet eyes with the captain. A last nod before his throat is cut. You're left in command now of what few men remain. Trembling in pain, you lean on your sword. And with all the will you can muster, slowly rise again! To the end! I think they ought to pay me to do some voice work for them. Battle Brothers. I've already got people dying. I haven't even started the... This is like a AI playing here. Alright, Till the Impale. Ooh. Do you know about Vlad the Impaler? Of course you do. Alright, it's been a while since I've done this first bit. Okay, so... I could probably just stop here and talk for 2 hours about all the stats and abilities and all that. But let's just look at a couple initial observations. Some things I wish I had known that would have made life simpler. So already you might be like, where's my guys? Who are their guys? Okay? So that's pretty simple. If they're facing, it's kind of like a checkers or chess, I guess, or whatever. So if they're facing this way to the right, they're your guys. If they're facing the other way, they're their guys. And if you cross over, you're always facing the same direction. Which brings me to the next point. You'll notice these graphic styles look kind of like, to me, kind of ugly little miniatures. I'm not a big fan of this style, but it doesn't matter because a game like this, you quickly get over that. And it does have a few advantages, actually. One of the cool things is that everything is updated in real time. that didn't really make sense. What I'm trying to say is if you put a, like the weapons that he's holding here, the shield, the helmet, the armor, all that is consistent all the time, whether it's your guys or theirs. So I can look and see exactly what he's got there at pickaxe and so on. And you can use that to decide if you want to try to damage the armor. You know, there's certain weapons that will, you know, go for armor, do a lot of damage to armor, and then once you wipe out the armor, then of course you kill the person. But maybe you want to keep the armor because it's a better armor than what you've got. So in other games, that's just kind of random. You might have to look it up, or maybe there's a screen or something that show you. But this, what you see is what you get, quite literally. So I like that. It always bugs me in the game when you get some new armor or a new helmet or something, and it doesn't actually update it on your character. Like they just have those stupid old portraits that never change. Even if you get really slick armor, the portrait's the same. Oh, God. I hate that. Oh, okay. So let's see. The little guy bopping there is the one that I'm ready to play. So let's see. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so I could move. I thought I had like a little halo around how far I could move. Man, maybe I should have played this a little bit. We just started. Okay, so I can hit this, and then I can see these hexes here are, I guess it's red if I can reach it. And it tells me my chance to hit, 58%. And there's no nudging in this game. There's no fudging, so like 58% might sound good, but there's, you know, what, a 42% chance of missing, and you might miss 50 times in a row. This guy might never freaking hit anything the entire game. Let's go ahead and just try that. You know, I've been playing that Age of Wonders 4, so my muscle memory's kind of freaky. All right, so that's a crossbow that I used there. And as you can see, I missed, of course. So I have to reload it. This costs 4 action points to use, builds up 20 fatigue. Oh my God. Forgot about the fatigue system. Yeah, we got a lot of mechanics to talk about, but let's save some of that. All right, so I think that's about all I can do with him. So I hit the... yeah. Just end his turn. That guy's trying to run away. All right, this guy has a shield, which is really helpful in a game like this. He's got his spear there, so we're going to want him to run up close. And how do I get these? I'm trying to recall. Maybe there's just a set number. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's showing me I can move there, but it's once I get in these ones with the red hash marks on it, that means I'll be in his zone of control. So I think I just double click. Yeah, there we go. Commit to that, and unfortunately I've got no action points left to do anything, so he's just kind of stuck there. All right. Yeah, you can also wait, which has its uses. All right, now this guy I believe has the axe, which is, I think, yeah, very let's just look at that screen there for a second. So you see that second item there, inflicts 65 to 131 damage to armor, and hits both head and store body for additional damage. So on the positive side, you got to get through the armor to start doing damage to somebody, in most cases. But you might want to keep the armor and sell it or use it yourself. So it's a bit of a trade-off. So let's see. I think if yeah, okay, I forgot something. All right, so let's say I click there because I want to move, and it's 3 steps, right? So I forgot this part down here. It actually puts a Ghostbusters symbol through the ability if I'm not going to be able to do it. So I can't run up here and then use my axe. So can I move at all? So I can only move 1 tile with this guy and still be able to use these things. But I guess that's all right. Yeah, so I'll put that guy there. You have to worry about flanking. You don't want to get these guys surrounded So I'll probably just leave him there. So let's see what happens now. That guy missed. Nope. He gets 2 attacks. 1, 2. I'm bleeding. So I'm going to be bleeding out very quickly. Yeah, I think we could... Is there a way to bring up this guy's character sheet? I don't know if you can do that in battle. Nope. Can't even get info about what bleeding does, but I'm pretty sure that's just a damage over time thing. It's just going to keep ticking. It might lessen up every turn. I don't remember. You can get some bandages to use to deal with that. Alright, so here's where it gets annoyingly realistic. I might want to use my crossbow again. These crossbows are pretty cool. But now I've only got a 14% chance to hit because my line of fire is blocked, and it's blocked by one of my own dudes. And yes, there is friendly fire, and yes, it will almost certainly hit him. So it's not even worth thinking about that. So I need to try to get somewhere where I won't, where I'll have a better line of fire. So let's try that. No, but even here, see? Even there, there's that red shield on that guy means that more than likely going to hit him. I have to come all the way here to get a good line of sight, but that's good. If I hadn't had to move. Well, I think these crossbows, because you got that reloading step that takes an action point. I don't know if you can get two rounds off. Some weapons will take less action points. Alright, this guy is good. So we got a couple options here now. A thrust attack. They say these little spears, there's a one-handed spear and a two-handed spear. And the advantage of this, every weapon has an advantage and I guess a disadvantage. The advantage of this one is it's more accurate. So even a complete idiot, I guess, can come out with a sharpened stick and poke you with it. It would be useless defending against a banana. But it looks like it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It's kind of balanced between ignoring armor. Later on, there'll be some weapons like daggers that totally ignore armor, so they're kind of tricky to get right, but you won't damage the armor because you have to repair all the armor, and that takes parts, and it gets very expensive. Just like you're going to have to buy ammo. There's just so much realism to this. Okay, let's see what we can do. So we could thrust. The spear wall is actually really, really cool, but we can't use that. That's kind of a preparatory thing. So if the enemy's still coming at you, still trying to approach, you put the spear wall on, and then if they get close to you, it's kind of like Sentinel. You hit them. Actually, it's a game changer. You get 2 or 3 guys with spear wall, and you line them up right. Really put some thought into it. That can make a huge difference, but we can't use it. All right, knockback. These are abilities that go with the shield. And by the way, these abilities are determined by the weapons that you have. So if you've got a spear, you're going to have different abilities there. Same if you have a spear and a shield, you get more stuff. The nice thing about a shield is he's got to chew through that. You see there's a special... let's see, where is it? Well, I thought there was little bars for the shield. I'm not seeing. I don't know. He's definitely got a shield, though. What happened to my little bars? Oh, there we go. Okay, I guess I turned it off somehow. But you see those, there's like 3 lines, 3 bar graphs, or whatever those are called. And the shield, or the helmet, is the top. The body armor is the middle. I thought there was one for shield. I don't know, maybe I'm making that up. Anyway, if you do have a shield, that obviously provides a whole lot of extra protection. So it's often well worth it, even if you do less damage, just to have a shield. But the shield has these 2 abilities. This knockback, use the shield to knock a target away by 1 tile. And if you hit him, he'll be fatigued, so he might not be able to move again or attack you. Shield wall, spear wall, and riposte will be canceled for a target that is successfully knocked back. shield wall is kind of similar to spear wall, except that instead of doing damage, it just helps everybody adjacent to you will gets the benefit of your shield, kind of like a phalanx, I guess, in ancient Greek times. So let's just do the old thrust, I suppose. And I did hit him, so you see it took some of his armor away there. Oh yeah, I can expand this to see. Yeah, it's one of them type of games. You get to see all the stats. Ralph Ironjaw uses thrust and hits Brigand, Thug, chance 78, I rolled 71. His rugged surcoat is hit for 24 damage. His body is hit for 4 damage. So I got to wind down that armor to do the most body for damage, but that, again, maybe I want that armor. Alright, so that took 2 action, or let's see, I guess 4 action points. How many action points do you get per round? I guess I have more. Okay. So I can attack again. I could either attack again or I guess try to use a shield wall. Let's go ahead and try that. Yep. There. Almost got his armor taken care of, and I've also... Double grip is an advantage you get if you use a one-handed weapon without a shield. So the double grip, it's kind of annoying. I can't hover over it to see what it does. There might be a way to do that, but I think it makes you more accurate. So yeah, bleeding. The character is bleeding profusely from a recently received wound and will lose 5 hit points each turn for 2 more turns. So you don't have a lot of hit points, and you have to heal up. Alright, so this is my axeman here. This round swing is good if I had more than one enemy, but since I don't, I think I probably want to stick with the split man. Has enough force that it always hits both head and body for additional damage. So I guess it's going to hit his helmet. He does have a helmet. That's what that top bar is there. Oh! What happened there? Till the Impaler uses split man and hits Brigand Thug, chance 59, roll to 12. The padded surcoat is hit for 80 damage and has been destroyed. Brigand Thug's body is hit for 30 damage and suffers deep abdominal cut. Brigand Thug is wavering. Brigand Thug's headscarf is hit for 34 damage and has been destroyed. Till the Impaler has killed Brigand Thug. Brigand Thug's morale is now steady. Yeah, it's very steady morale because he's dead. Okay, I don't think I could do... I could still move. Might as well move. 1 step closer. He's also bloody. Alright, this guy's so far away. Go ahead and reload. Fatigue! Fatigue is gained for every action, like moving or using skills when being hit. So if that runs out... What does it say there? They may need to rest a turn and do nothing before being able to use more specialized skills again. So basically, they don't want these battles to go on for too long. The longer the battle, the more trouble you're going to run into. Morale is a big one. If you lose this, your characters try to flee and you lose control over them. And there's a lot of monsters that will do a heck of a lot of morale damage. So yet another thing to be considerate of. So I don't think I'm going to be able to shoot this crossbow at all. Okay, back to this guy. Let's do another thrust. And miss. And I hit him. I killed his armor and his helmet. And he's got a few points left, so let's go ahead. Split man! Let's see if we can do it again. Come on, impale. Why does an impaler... Why does he have an axe if his name is the Impaler? Just makes no sense. Sigurd. Sigurd looks like a member of a road crew. You know, yeah, let me get those speakers. Ralph Ironjaw. Yeah. All right. So we destroyed all the armor, which is not cool, but we picked up a couple cool things there. We've got a pickaxe. So that is hammer one hand. So it's a hammer. 50% of damage ignores the armor. 150% effective against armor. What? Fatal injuries even through armor. Yeah, that makes sense. So if you're going up against a really heavily armored opponent, you might want to use a pickaxe. The cleaver, 75% effective against armor, 25% of damage ignores armor. Yeah, and cleaver, for whatever reason, is its own thing, separate from axe. Okay. You're alive! You won! The adrenaline fades. I have lost on this first battle. The adrenaline fades, and in this wake, you can't help but sink back to the ground. Gritting your teeth, you snap the arrow shaft. Oh, we had an arrow go through us, right? Your chest heaves, pain for breath, everything blurs. Yes, we've all been there. The company has been devastated, cut down to but a few men. And that bastard who got did justice to his name, fleeing like the weasel he is. What now, Captain? A voice says from behind. It's Teal the Impaler. Oh, still the Impaler. What now, Captain? A voice says from behind. It's Teal the Impaler who sits down beside you, bedding his bloodied... Bedding? Bedding his bloodied axe on his legs. Okay. You turn to him to reply. What the hell are you doing? But before you can answer, he continues. Bernhard's dead. They slit his throat. He was a good man and a damn good leader, but all it took was one mistake. That makes you the one in charge now, don't it? Sigurd joins the two of you, still breathing heavily. Then Ralph Ironjaw. Save the ceremony and appointments for another day. Let's give the men a good burial and return to Dawnwall to collect our pay. The Weasel's men are slain, after all. Besides, Captain, we ought to see to that wound before we lose you too. Wouldn't want to leave Sigurd in charge, right? So be it. So I think that's about all the text we're going to see for a while. Return to Dawnwall to get paid. No, don't cancel the... Okay. So now we're on the world map. Zoom in and see where we might want to go. We got Wolfenstein over there. Damwald. So a lot of these, again, kind of like Word Tells, it's kind of this open thing, and there's lots of stuff, lots of ways you could damage play, lots of different objectives you could try to reach. You could go for like being a merchant, a marauder, go out into the wilderness, explore, kill goblins and orcs. You can work with the lords. Just lots of ways to play. But I think we ought to go to Damwald first. So go ahead and set up my... oh, I guess I'm paused right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at our roster then. Alright, so this screen you can decide kind of how you want to start in a battle. There might be some obstacles and stuff on the battlefield, so it might not quite line up, how you have it here. But it's often useful, for example, put that crossbowman behind your melee guys, or you might even say just do something like this, right? So you got your shield guy kind of in the front. But I guess we could just go with this for now. You can see already this equipment has been damaged. Everything but my cap. So a lot of times this business with the armor comes down to, is it worth the fatigue? Remember, if you have too much fatigue, you won't be able to do anything, so it doesn't help you too much. You got all this armor on, maybe you're absorbing a lot of damage, but on the other hand, you can't lift your arm up to swing your axe or to poke somebody with your pointy stick. So you that's a trade-off there. A lot of games have that. The head armor, head and body armor. You really want to watch the head because just like in real life, they can do a lot of damage to you if they can target your head. Hit points, action points. So it looks like I get 9 of those. Fatigue, we've been over. Morale, we've been over. Resolve. Seeing an ally flee. Morale changes as the battle unfolds. Yeah, maybe I got morale and resolve mixed up a while ago. Resolve represents the willpower and bravery of the character. So I think this is the one that if it falls low enough, they'll run away. But I think it is tied to morale. Yeah, see also morale. Morale! Melee skill does what you would think. Range skill kind of does what you would think. Melee defense. You know, do I need to belabor that point? Most of this is common sense. Even if they don't spell out the math for you. Damage. Yeah, like the shields. Some of the shields will have a melee defense and a ranged defense. Kind of makes sense. But these numbers can get turned around depending on the type of shields you have. Damage. Effectiveness against armor. And what's the last one? Chance to hit the head. So kind of the critical hit for increased damage. Yeah. Okay. And then something that wasn't explained anywhere I could see are these stars. So that's basically the ones. These are kind of like the, what would you call these? Ones you're proficient with or talented with. So you'll be able to level these up faster and better. The ones that have little stars next to them. So that can be the basis for your whole character. Right? You're thinking, oh, he's got a lot of talent in that or this. You know, if somebody's got some stars in, say, range skill, it makes sense to make them some kind of archery character. All right. And we can see if any of these guys want, with one of these other weapons we picked up might be better. This guy's got a knife, which is handy, actually. You know, I guess we could, if you want to have a little variety, you could give him this guy the cleaver and pickaxe or whatever, but again, it's just going to add some weight to him. Let's see, does it say me how heavy that is? It looks like I'm kind of not seeing the very bottom of my screen here. These bandages I think would be worth putting on because this will stop bleeding. You could use an action point or two to stop bleeding. So let's do that. And then we got food up here because, yeah, of course you have to eat. Yeah, I'm definitely not seeing my entire screen, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. I might need to restart and see if we can get that so I can see the entire screen. Let's see if this will let me do this in real time without having to restart. No, it's still covered up by the little window bar there. Go ahead and bump that up, I guess, and say borderless window. Let's try that. No. I have to restart the game. Hang on, guys. Okay, I was able to do that. Looks like we got the whole screen, but now I can't move the window. Oh, okay, it's in a weird spot on my monitor, but we'll just have to roll with it. Oh, that's awkward. And I still can't see the top. Oh my god. What is the deal with this, guys? Let's go back to window. Why can't I see the whole... Oh, that's annoying. Alright. It's difficult. It's a very difficult game. Even the interface is difficult. I guess we just have to pretend. We have to imagine what's in that little area I can't see. Probably nothing important. I remember back in my Amiga days, we'd be getting all these games, pirated games from Germany and Switzerland or wherever. And they had something called PAL, P-A-L. It wasn't my PAL because it would always cut the bottom of the screen off. Never did figure out what the hell that was all about. Something, I guess it's a resolution of something to do with hertz. Okay, let's get back to this. Alright, so... Oh, by the way, if you put them in this little camp camps down there, they don't show up when you go to battle. So if you got a guy that's on his deathbed, you might as well drag him down there. But some of these guys don't like being down there. So he's only got a light wound. Oh yeah, pay. I forgot about pay. You gotta keep your guys paid. Close the screen. Alright, so I think I just hit spacebar to unpause. And then we click there and he'll start going there to Damwald. See if we can get back without dying. Yeah, there goes the trading caravan. I guess we could try to steal that. What a sorry display it must be for the onlookers. You know, speaking of display, display. 4 bloodied and beaten mercenaries down on their luck. The man who hired the company days ago, Elmer, the glue master, no doubt expected you to return in a more glorious fashion. Still, he welcomes you to his house and offers bread and wine while the servant fetches a healer. Chapter 2. Few words are exchanged except for the occasional grunt and wheeze as an elderly man with shaky hands tends your wounds. A pin pierces your skin, the first of many stitches to come. You grit your teeth till you think you hear one break. God dang. Elmer, the glue master, sits beside you and asks if you could take care of Hoggart. Or ask if you took care of Hoggart. You shake your head. Okay, I'm not gonna read all that. I was elected to lead, not to read. Another 400 crowns, shall we say. So I guess I can go after that guy that got away, Hoggart. And we'll get some money. I bet this Bodunk town. Isn't it Podunk town? I bet this Bodunk town's got a desperate peasant or two looking for a new life. Or we could travel to Wolfenstein or 3D. Wolfenstein is... Wolfenstein. Gotta travel to Castle Wolfenstein in Germany. Was that in Germany? Them city folk aren't always as hardy as these country bumpkins, but we're more likely to find men there with fighting experience stopping the rest there. Alright, here we go in the beautiful village scene. I don't really like this. This is too much like a iPad game. It's not too attractive. But I guess I did want to just give you some static screens of some text or icons or something. Alright, and this is all, I think, I don't know if this is, I guess what do they call that, procedurally generated? I don't know if these, if this map is, you know, if they put everything the same. I'm pretty sure there's a certain amount of randomness every time. So you might have a village with a Fletcher, you might have one with an armor smith, or a tavern, you know, there's several different kinds of buildings you might find. So one of the things you might want to get in the habit of doing is going to these, every time you go to a town, a village, whatever, go to the shop and see what they're selling. So this guy sells wood and roots and berries, and you can note the price of all these items, or take a screenshot, I suppose. And then when you go to the next village, you might see what their prices are. It probably won't make too big a difference, just real close by, but if you want to do the kind of trading mercantile game, you want to figure out the best ways to make a profit. You know, how far you might have to go. So we don't want to deal with that right now. So I might just sell this cleaver and the pickaxe. And you'll get better prices at different villages and so on. Not going to bore you with all that, but it's a constant factor. And don't forget you've got to pay your men. So I pay out 45 crowns per day. And thankfully, I'm grateful they did the math for me. So they say I've got about 2,900 crowns. That will last me 64 more days. So I've got plenty of cash just for 3 guys. So I could try to get them a little better gear here. See if there's any upgrades. The Fletcher would probably be my best bet. So like that guy with the... You take a look at his crossbow. It's probably going to be a sucky one. Yeah, so he's got this light crossbow. Range of 6 tiles, maximum fatigue 6, damage 30 to 50, blah, blah, blah. So I might want to pick up this more advanced one. Just regular crossbow. So it's got the same range. Fatigue takes it's a -8. I think, what was the other one? A -6. So that's going to mean that we can't use it that many times in battle. But instead of 30 to 50, it does 40 to 60 damage. And it looks like it's 70% effective against armor instead of 60. So that might be worth picking up. Or I could go for just a bow instead. And the advantage of that, I believe, is that you doesn't use as many action points. So I think you can actually fire these bows twice as opposed to the crossbow once, because you got to reload it. So that's something I could do, but I probably need to pick up some more ammo. Because he's only got 10 shots there. And once you're gone, once you run out of ammo, no shooty. And yet another way they trick you, could possibly trick you, but not you, because you're so cunning. You got crossbows shooting different kind of ammo than a bow. So the bow uses what's called an arrow, and the crossbow uses what's called a bolt. If you ever get these confused, too bad for you. So you might think, okay, I'll maybe buy another quiver. That would not be the correct thing to do. You need to go up here to where it says ammunition. A good 50 units of assorted ammunition for arrows, bolts, and javelins. So I don't quite know what the logic is here, but it's kind of a convenience, I suppose. So instead of having to like buy a bunch of quivers and of arrows and more quivers of bolts or whatever, you just buy this. And I guess the idea is that's it's got a little bit of everything in there. You know, suspend your disbelief a little bit. So that's 50, so he can reload his quiver here. So what's going to happen in battle? So he's going to go through these bolts in his quiver, right? Let's say he uses 5 bolts in the battle. So when we're done, he'll reload it kind of off screen, and this ammunition will go down to 45. All right, you with me so far? But if he uses up all 10 bolts, he's done. There's no way he can reload the quiver from this ammunition pile in battle. So that's why, if you think you're going to be in a long battle and using lots of ammo, you might actually want to pick up another set of bolts. And then you can put those in his, let's see, you can put it down here in his little accessory pile. Let's see, can you see the little accessory? Yeah. So I could put it there, and then I could switch to it, take an action point to swap quivers, but we could keep on shooting. So one of those things I didn't know and cost me dearly. Another thing that we might want, and I don't see available here, let's go back to the marketplace. Tools and supplies. So if you've got some tools and supplies after a battle, when you're just kind of wandering around, your guys will start to try to repair the damage to their stuff. So go ahead and pick that up. You're going to need it. You can never have enough. You just never have enough tools and supplies. And then medical supplies is kind of the same thing for injuries. Oh, I didn't mean to buy that. I think if I try to sell it, though, I'll actually take a loss. So we're just going to keep this. I think this one, medical supplies, herbs, salves, bandages, and the like, worth 200. There's a difference between that one and just the bandages. Oh, yeah, okay. Actually, I did okay. Yeah, so these bandages are the ones that you can equip and use for blood, bleeding, or whatever. And then the what I bought there is just used in general for camping, running around the map, you'll repair. Okay, so after those purchases, I might want to buy some food, so let's go ahead and get some roots. Oh, wait. Okay, we got bread, which goes for 120. Spoils in 8 days. Yes, we've got a spoilage system. So I might actually want to hold off on buying food, because I do have these ground grains, and they're going to get spoiled in 6 days. Usually the better quality food lasts longer. But you guys like having some variety. They don't want to eat the same stuff all the time. Doesn't say anything about that. Your men will eat the provisions closest to expiring first. Running out of provisions will lower morale. Your 49 provisions will last you 8 more days at most. Okay, that'll be enough time to do one little mission. Okay, let's see if anybody's in dire need of gear. Everybody's looking pretty good. Yeah, so let's see about maybe hiring some more mercs. We already have a contract. Okay, let's look at the hire. Okay, this little village, you've only got 2 bros you could add to the mix. Woo fried, well fried, and Asbjorn. Having learned to craft Asbjorn, how do you think you say that? Known as a day tailor. Someone to ask whenever an extra hand is needed. So these guys aren't all that awesome. This guy wants 490 gold. And then you got to pay him, 9 gold a day. So you can see the price difference there, pretty extreme. But this guy looks like he's already got a bow. He's got a helmet. He's got, it looks like a quiver back there. So, you know, that's something to think about. You're going to have to buy all that equipment for him. Now, the tryout business here, he's going to have some kind of trait. But we won't know what that is unless we pay 74. Or we just buy him and try him out that way. So let's go ahead and hire him. We're going to need some crew here. Let's go ahead and take a peek and see what we picked up there. Oh, he's happy. So he's armed with a short bow, and he's got his quiver, and he's got a hood and a leather tunic. So you might... I kind of like doing this, just keeping my archers on the back row, but... You know, problem again with this, doing it that way, is again, you're going to be having to shoot over your dudes, and if you're not careful, you can end up friendly fire. So might just keep it this way for now. Okay, so I think we can actually hire that other guy as well. Oh, wait, I want to see what talent this guy has. Let's see now, where do I go to his... How do I see his talent screen? No, that's for armor. Oh, come on, how do you see their... Maybe this is the same. There's like a talent tree. Maybe I have to level up to be able to see that. Or maybe it's, I think it's like, oh, it's obscured here. The stuff I can't see. Switch to viewing the global stash of your mercenary company. Oh man, I hate this. Okay. Yeah, when we level up, we'll be able to pick these perks. Don't have any now. But I can see his background, poacher. Interested in thrill the pessimist. So these are these traits they were talking about. The glass is definitely half empty. -5 resolve and negative morale checks. Good mood fades away faster. On the other hand, he's strong, well fed, and buff to the max. +10 max fatigue. So you might want to take a look at all your characters. Companion, Night Owl, +1 vision during nighttime. Oh yeah, if it's dark, you can forget about hitting any targets with your bow. Because it takes that lighting into consideration. So these guys are dissatisfied. They need some time at the pub. Threshold to sustain injuries on getting hit is increased by 25%. This guy is fearless. +10 to resolve. So the guys that you start the game with all have pretty good traits, but I bet if I hire this guy, he's going to have some terrible traits. Let's go ahead. You see, he's only got that stupid club, so he's not that great, but we need some crew. You know, I think they did it this way because, again, you're supposed to be okay with losing some guys. So if this Asbjorn goes out there with his wooden stick and dies. You're not supposed to get too upset about that. Just deal with it. And he'll probably have some crappy traits. Yeah, like Bleeder will receive bleeding damage for 1 additional turn. On the other hand, he's an optimist. He's in good spirits. They do. So it's not too bad. But we can also see the... remember those stars I was telling you about? So like this guy's got a star in fatigue. So that means we'll be able to pump up his max fatigue pretty easily. Melee defense. So that's pretty good for a frontline guy, but he's only got 2 things that he's proficient in, and there's just 1 star. If I look at my other guys here. Oh. This is interesting. Of course. So the guy with the bow is way better at melee than using a bow. So he's got 2 full stars in melee skill, so I would probably want to switch him away from bow and give him a melee weapon instead. So this guy, he's looking pretty good. Although he's got 1 skill here that the melee defense, these skills are even better with the shield. So at some point I might want to switch him away from a 2-handed axe to a 1-handed axe so he could use the shield. This guy's got hit points, so that works well for anything. But, you know, probably a frontline guy would want hit points more than somebody in the back. And this guy's pretty well set up. 2 stars for range skill. Okay. So this is the one that doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm not going to mess with it right now, but later on we might want to evolve him into a melee character. Okay, so the Ratslayers. Visit Wolfenstein, southwest of Damwald. Recruit at least 3 more men. Buy weapons and armor for your men. So we got to go to Wolfenstein. Be very, very stealthy. You can also learn about a town by seeing what's around it. So like there's wheat fields around this one, a workshop, goat pens. So that will affect what's being traded. As Wolfenstein's skyline appears on the horizon, Sigurd seeks a word. I haven't been to Wolfenstein before, but I've been around once. It looked a lot like it. Cities like these are great for selling goods. There's all these pretty pompous bricks. Love to hear them to have a goods delivered. So many merchants. You can find almost everything. Yeah, keep an eye out for it. Keep an eye out for bargains. Don't get swindled by them cutthroat merchants. Till the Impaler sees fit to add his own opinion of what you should do. If there's a good tavern, that's where we should go first. Nothing helps a man down his luck more than a good pint. God knows we earned it. Aye, aye. A good pint. You say that every time we stop into town. You say that even when you're already drunk. Aye. Go to the tavern. Okay, so you see all the stuff that's here. I mean, wow, we got a weaponsmith, a kennel, a marketplace, a 7-Eleven, we got a Walmart, even got a TJ Maxx. Wow. Yeah, the kennels are kind of fun. You can buy a war dog. They're not very good. Well, they're, I guess depending on how you want to use them. You can use these kind of in a sick way, just to get them to run out and take some fire for you, and they'll attack the dog instead of you, and you might survive that way. Or when the guys are running away from you, if you rout them, the dogs are they're really fast. They can run over there and bite them, so they don't get away. And you can put some armor on them. And sometimes if it's just like you're just gonna die and it looks hopeless, you might just, everybody release your dogs. And sometimes it might turn the tide, so. Lots of reasons to have a dog. You just have to be careful. They're easy to lose if you're careless. All right. Let's see about their hiring. We might want to hire one more guy. Now you see, this guy would be really good. He's real expensive, but he's got a higher level. So this will be a really good addition to the team because he has more experience, obviously, but very expensive. It'd take almost all my gold to hire him, and we just have to hope we can make that money back quick, because you don't want your crew to run out of money completely. So that might not be the best choice. You might want to say, well, for I could hire everybody else for the price of that guy. But I kind of think that you're probably better off having a few good people than a bunch of garbage guys. But that would be probably against the spirit of the game, which is you should just buy these guys, let them die, and move on with your life. So you might want to see which of these backgrounds look best to you. Volker. I think I'm going to go ahead and hire the best guy, because I don't know how long we're going to survive anyway. He should have at least have his own. Yeah, he's got a heavy padded tunic, a hatchet. He's not very well armored considering how expensive he was. Let's go ahead and move these guys around a little bit. I'll put these. Yeah, I'll do it that way. But we can level him up. So let's take a look at his stats. So he's kind of balanced between melee and ranged. And he's got melee defense skills, so he'd be good for a shield. So let's level him up with that in mind. So this will give us a chance to talk about these stars, right? So you can see how the ones that I have starred there, I get a few more points. I think the way this works is it rolls a random thing and then you're guaranteed a certain minimum amount of points by the star. So what I would tend to do is look to see where you get the most gains, and if it's not totally useless, you might want to pop it in there. On the other hand, hit points are always useful. Fatigue always. All of this stuff is kind of always useful, and even like things like initiative might take on some more benefits as you go down the skill tree. But if he's going to be a melee fighter, that's kind of essential. And even if he doesn't have a ranged weapon yet, but we can maybe buy him an axe or something. He can, like a throwing axe. Let's put the last point here in melee defense, just to take advantage of all of those proficient talents. And then we get to pick a perk as well. And this would take a while to go through all these. You know, I don't know if there's ones that are just considered essential or ones that will trade. They're, you know, utterly useless. You know, it kind of depends on how you want to build your character, I think. But I really like the Colossus one, because again, if you know, if you're dead, you're dead. What difference does anything else make? But there's a couple other ones you might want to think about. Now, the Crippling Strikes is wait, that's a good damager. There's one that's kind of the opposite of that. Yeah, if you keep missing, you could take this fast adaptation so that maybe you miss a couple times, but gradually you'll start to hit. I like the 9 lives. So when you get a death blow, you'll survive with a couple hit points and have be cured of all your dots. This is a really nice one to have for a frontline guy, or just keeps you from getting one-shotted. You might be able to, you know, get off the map and run away, flee, and that way you won't have to suffer permadeath. So I always like to get that one. But again, I don't know how spirit of the game that is. And so I've only got 400 gold left, and I'm gonna have to pay these guys. And I've only got 5 days worth to pay, so we got to be careful here. But I think it would be worth picking up a shield for that Axeman. Or I guess I could give him something like the staff sling, or a. There's not a lot of options here for. Oh, here we go. I could give him this bundle of javelins, and let's go ahead and do that. Might be fun to show you how that works. Okay, so which one was it? Yeah, this guy. So if I give him that bundle of javelins. Uh-oh. Might have to get out of this screen. Okay. Not being able to see what I'm doing is quickly getting annoying. Did I not buy some javelins? Oh, I see. I selected a filter there. Okay, so the guy, where is he? Here? I can give him these javelins. Why can't I put... I thought I could put it there, but I guess maybe not. Is that a two? No, it's a one-handed. Okay, so you could do it like this. So he can throw his javelins, and then when they get closer, he can switch to this hatchet. Now that will cost an action point to do that, which is why another talent I like a lot is this quick hands. So you can swap any item in battle, except for a shield, with no action point cost once per turn. So that's what I kind of like to do. Is you throw a javelin, and then as they get closer to you, you can switch to your axe. Okay, I don't think we better buy anything else. Okay, repeatedly. What am I missing here with this quest? We've announced. See, I need to get the details on this quest because I guess I missed something. Recruit at least 3 more men. Check. Visited Southwest Ammo. Check. Maybe I had to buy the armor. Is he gonna make me buy armor? Well, okay, let's. I'm gonna run out of gold if I try to buy some armor. Let's just see if we can skip that for now. Camera, toggle, camp, retinue, obituary. How do I get this off? Cancel the current contract. Man, I wish it would give me the details on what I need to do for that. It's got to be here somewhere, right? Camera. No. Yeah, this is kind of cool. So you can buy a donkey to help you lug stuff around. You can kind of like in old Might and Magic. You know how you could hire those camp followers that would have various benefits for you. Yeah. I guess I should have read the quest text. Buy weapons and armor. So does that mean I could just... I bought those javelins. I guess that didn't count. I did hire 3 men. Maybe I have to buy some kind of armor. Oh boy. I don't think I can afford any armor. I guess we could try to buy a shield, but it's going to mess up my little javelin strategy. Screw it. We'll just do something else. Oh, okay. I guess I did complete it. So I need to return to Elmer and Donwald. And then we'll get the next leg of the quest. You can't speed this up, by the way. Alright, Elmer is pacing back and forth when you find him. Finally, you're here. I have good news. I got a hold of one of Hoggarth's former men. The healer clears his throat, displaying his fingers out like a maiden looking to paint them. Do we need that kind of detail? The healer clears his throat, displaying his fingers out like a maiden looking to paint them. He speaks as though he's identifying a disease he is about to excise. I think he speaks as though he's a freshman in a creative writing workshop, desperately trying to impress his professor. The brigand known as Hoggart is hiding in a small hut on the plains to the northeast of here. Blah, 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 go northeast. All right. So there we go. We got a nice little golden symbol. Maybe we can see if we can kill the weasel. So we can go fast. Now you want to keep an eye on this little timepiece up here, because again, if you go there at nighttime, your guys aren't going to hit crap. It doesn't seem to impact the other side. At least in my experience, they can always hit me. It's just I couldn't hit them. So I'm going to hit this camping button here, and that will speed up some healing, and they can work on their gear and stuff like that. Let's see if that ticks down at all. Not seeing it. Alright, so it's morning now. So let's just make a quick check, see if they repaired. So this guy's still wounded. Let's see, where does it say how badly wounded he is? Light wounds. Use bandages. I thought it would tell me what effect that has. I don't think it's that bad. Maybe it takes a couple action points away. Everybody else looks like their gear is repaired at least. So let's go. So we got a few brigand thugs, brigand poacher. And see, that artwork they just showed there was awesome. I wish the game looked more like that. Alright, so you see what I was saying? I've put the archers here on the front line, because if I put them back here, then they have to be shooting over the heads of those guys. I don't think it makes a difference if they're right behind them. But still. Okay, so here is the choice you've got. You could shoot from here and get a 28% chance to hit. I could, you know, go forward as far as I can. You notice if I go here, I could still make the shot, but only one shot. Or I could wait and see if they come closer, then I could take the shot. Now you notice what happens, though. It'll kill my initiative. Pause the active character's turn to move them to the end of the queue. Waiting this turn will also have you act later next round. So let's just go ahead and take the shot. Wait, what's the difference here? Oh, quick shot versus an aim shot. So the aim shot, I only get one of them, but I get a 48% chance to hit. So let's go ahead and try that. And I hit the wrong guy. That's okay. At least I hit something. And he can still move. So we might want to move him back. I don't know. Why not? Okay, he has a 49% chance to hit as well. And the crossbow, I think, does a little better against armor than a regular bow. Yeah, he's wavering already. So if you could break their morale, they'll run. That's pretty awesome when that happens. I'll go ahead and reload him. And look at that. Still got another movement, so let's go ahead and put him there. Now this is the guy with the club. He's got a bash and a knockout. So I think this, you have to hit him on the head with this, right? Costs 4 AP to use and builds up 25 fatigue. Has a 75% chance to stun on a hit, so they basically lose their turn. That might be cooler than it sounds. Now he's not going to be able to reach him, and then if I run over there, then they'll be getting the first attack on me. So I think I'll just wait with him. All right, I think that's spacebar. Now he's got javelins, but they don't go as far as a bow or a crossbow, so I need to wait with him as well. Let him get a little closer. Oh, see that one shot? He almost one-shotted this Asjorn. Destroyed his armor. I don't remember if he had a hat on, but destroyed that. So he's almost dead. So that's a strategy some people use for this game. Buy a bunch of crappy guys. They're just your cannon fodder. Yeah. Alright. We could try maybe the spear wall with this guy. Let's go ahead and do that. Now if they get close to him, he'll get a free attack on him. I'm going to say he's... You can also do a shield wall and a spear wall, but that's using up a lot of your points, so I might save that. Okay, so we got a round swing. Go ahead and bump him up to there and get the... See if we can split man. And it's a miss. Alright, he's almost dead anyway. We could try to knock out. It's probably not going to work. Oh, it actually worked. He's stunned. Okay, good. But this guy's wavering, but he's only got a dagger, but he still might finish that guy off. We'll just have to take that chance. Now, I guess since he's stunned, I could retreat. Yep. So he doesn't get that free attack because he's stunned. Now, I could try. Look at it. It's just a pathetic chance to hit with this. So what I might try... Let's turn that off. So I think I could move a space closer. See if I can hit him now. I could try to hit this guy with a javelin. I hit the wrong dude, but again, that's okay. Now, he's got one action point left, but I might try instead to use that action point to swap these out. I guess I... What, it takes 2 to do that? Oh, 4! Oh, dang. So it takes 4 action points to swap those out. So that's a really... You see how valuable that perk is. Alright, so we got nothing better. Might as well just move him back. Okay, now it's round 2. And you can use this to see who's coming up. Always good to know. Let's try another... let's try a quick shot. See what kind of odds I get. Boing, miss. Oh, yeah, that's it. Man, I've gotten so pissed off at this game sometimes. These archers will just miss. It'll be like 90% chance and they'll miss, and you end up losing guys because of that. That can be infuriating. Now, that was kind of a long shot, I suppose, but move him a little closer. Oh, he missed. I like how the faces kind of get beat up. I might be able to do this. Oh, he's going to hit my guy, of course. This is what I hate about the axe. It's so hard to get into a position where you're not just going to damage your own guy. Now, this one is a really good reason to have an axe, is the split shield. So these guys don't have a shield, so it'd be useless. But if they did, that would do a lot of damage to the shield, get it out of the way. Whoa! Oh, man, this guy is awesome. I don't like the name. The name makes no sense, but he is kicking ass with that axe. He's kicking axe. Let's see. Do I want to move him there? Probably not. Let's move him there. Okay, so they didn't come to... You know what? The AI is smart enough where if you got the spear wall, if it's a humanoid, they tend to stay back. I noticed that the animals will just keep coming anyway. They're stupid, I guess. But the humans will typically avoid your spear wall, which kind of makes it useless sometimes. So let's just go ahead and move into position. Okay, this guy's still rocking that javelin. Yeah, see, this guy has a shield, and he's the main guy. So if we look at him, he's got a nice shield, looks like a nice sword there. Fashard, or whatever they call that thing. And some very nice looking armor. So I want to see... It's probably suicidal. But I want to see if I can get the armor off of him. So I got to be selective about what weapons I use on him. So this can ignore his armor. It inflicts 22 to 33 points on armor. Let's see if we can finish this guy off first. Oh, yeah! Alright, so if I could stun him and use the knife on him, I think would be the way to go. He's almost dead, though, so you kind of got to decide. Do I want to sacrifice him? Because if I move him here, he'll probably attack him and kill him. See if I can kind of do a kind of a flanking thing. We'll see. Alright. So this is the guy, I believe, that has the knife. No, he doesn't have a knife. I need the guy with the knife. Alright, here's a little theory I have, is that if you're right behind the guy, Yeah, you don't do friendly fire. So if you're directly behind him, you don't have to worry. But if I was like over here, then it might hit him in the back. All right, so that's going to do 20% chance to hit. I guess I might as well do it. I got no chance of doing that. Ah, see? He's gone. Bye! Now, see, I'm the type of guy that would want to reload at this point and see if I could get through the battle without losing that man. You know, and imagine if that guy was like a level 4, level 5, you've been working with him for a long time, got him geared up and everything, and he just died like that. But, again, you will drive yourself insane. You just have to roll with it. He's gone. I've got some more of these javelins left. I might just keep using those. So you can see, I already destroyed the helmet, and he's losing armor fast. So I might accidentally... Oh, you know, I might get him. He's almost dead, and his armor is still... It's not completely gone. As long as it's not completely gone, I got a chance at recovering it. He's got a crushed windpipe. I'm going to go for this. I might actually be able to finish him off. Nope. Nope! Okay, this is the axe guy. Now see, this is bad because that axe is known for doing a lot of damage to the armor. But I don't think I got another weapon on him. Oh, actually there's a dagger here. So I could swap out the dagger, but it took all his action points. I guess that dagger must have been lying on the ground from that corpse. Okay, I don't think the spear does a whole lot of damage to people, or armor. He's got a shield, though. Oh, got him! Yes! Ha! So, you lost the dude, Asjob, or whatever his name is. Asjob? That doesn't sound right. But they're fleeing, and I've got that sweet new armor to look forward to. So enemies retreating, battered and beaten. So I always like to run them down because, you know, it's just more XP, right? More stuff you can sell. But I might not be able to catch him, is the thing. We can try, though. He's gonna haul ass. Yeah, this is where those dogs come in really handy because they can really move and catch these guys. I might possibly be able to catch him, but he goes third. Yeah, I kind of got spoiled by that Phoenix Point game where you could just you don't have to worry about the initiative. It's just your side goes, then his side goes. With this, you got to go in order. What's the deal? Oh, he's got one more tile. Yeah, he's going to get away, I think. Yeah, I think he just has to get to that tile. He's going to get away. Oh, yeah, he got away. Oh, well, we tried. So, till the Impaler leveled up, and then we could see what sweet loot we picked up. As I wonder if we get to keep the gear from our fallen guy there. Oh, what all we got here? So they had some salt. So I think that's just good for trading, but it's worth 340. Good luck getting that. Got some shrooms, but they're going to spoil in 2 days. Dried fruits, that's good. Some money. One tool. And then we got all this gear. So let's just pick it up and then we'll look at it later. Okay, Hogger's dead. For the company. Sigurd spits on the dead man's face. Let's take the bastard's head and get back to Downwald. Time to get paid. Yeah, that's a nice artwork there. Okay, so we just return there. Or we could fight these 7 brigands. Tell you what, before we do that, let's go ahead and level this guy up. So it looks like he's got some wounds. Oh, this is the same guy, right? All right, so yeah, melee skill, 2 points. Boom. Got 3 extra points for that. Go ahead and up his defense. And you good. You get +5 bonus for initiative. You know, obviously, I don't know if you play D&D, but well, I kind of do know that. You do. So you know what initiative does, but it makes you, it's the turn order is a big thing, right? You know, sometimes I'll play games where the most important thing turns out to be initiative. It's because if you can get that spell off, you can kill, sometimes you kill the whole group before they even get to attack you. This game, there's some things kind of like fireballs, but it's gunpowder based. I haven't messed a lot with that, but there are kind of area of effect things, but we probably won't get to that in this playthrough. Yeah, I might actually go with this resolve, because again, we're going to be running into monsters eventually that do a lot of morale damage, and they can just make your whole party wipe because they all start to flee and they're getting attack of opportunity. Attack of opportunity? Opportunity attacked? What's the way? How do you say that? Well, Matt, you're the English professor. Yeah. Rub it in. This one's kind of interesting. Student. Gain additional 20% experience from battle. At the 11th character level, you gain an additional perk point. This perk point becomes inert. So even that, you know, that's a very thoughtful developer. Because that would be one reason not to pick this, right? If you kind of had to waste a perk slot. But it goes inert, and you could pick another one. So it kind of pays for itself. So really, it's just a solid perk. You know, the quicker you level up is the better, obviously. On the other hand, there's a lot of cool stuff in this top row. The 9 lives, again, if that other dude had 9 lives, I might have been able to save him. So I just have to pick this every time. It is just too awful to me to lose the guy and just be thinking, oh, if I'd only picked that talent. Wait, do I get another one? No. Okay. Okay, and then let's look at our gear. Alright, so he's been using this woodcutter's axe. He seems pretty good with that, but again, you can't use a shield with it. That's a negative. I'm definitely going to want to give him a dagger anyway, just in case we want to get somebody's armor. The falchion. This is like tier 1 sword, I think. You know, it would be nice if they would tell you, like, this is tier 1 sword. Because usually, I think most of the way this works is you get like a tier 1 thing and it's a tier 2 thing. Like, this is a better version of a two-handed axe. I think there might be 2 or 3 tiers to each one. And there's also legendary items, but they're kind of hard to get. Alright, so let's talk armor. So right now, he's got a gambeson. See, is there a way I can compare these two? You know, most games you can, like, there's a way to compare it. I think there's got to be a way to do that, huh? How do you do it? How do I... Maybe I'll put them both. No. Right click. Oh, that's stupid. Am I just making that up? I could have sworn there was a way to, like, compare. Maybe there's something we can read about here. Controls. Gameplay. Always hide trees. Faster set equipment. Yeah, this is a good one to have checked. Holy cow. Like if you do that javelin or the bow swapping thing. Auto loot. Oh my god, definitely click that. If you don't click that, you can accidentally walk away leaving all the loot on the field. Okay. Is there a way to make it so I can compare my... I guess not. Well, that's just kind of... There's probably something... I seem to remember being able to do that before. I don't know. Let's go back to our guy here. Okay, so the maximum fatigue on that is -6. So it's kind of a lighter armor, I suppose. But it only protects up to 65. This would protect up to 70, but it's got a -8. And this one goes up to 90 if it's fully repaired, but it's a -10. So even the patch mail shirt, it's still considered light, I suppose, but it's definitely heavier than these other ones. And you do have to worry about that because the fatigue, let's look at this again. Fatigue is gained for every action like moving or using skills when being hit in combat or dodging. It is reduced at a fixed rate of 15 each turn, or as much as necessary for a character to start every turn with 15 less than his max. If a character accumulates too much fatigue, they may need to rest a turn or do nothing. And it's easier to hit that limit than you might think. So you don't want to just... There's a price to be paid, I guess, for the heavier armor. But there's also a price to be paid for death. But if you look at this, like this woodcutter's axe, maximum fatigue, it takes 14 off your max just out the gate. It's coming really. And then when we try to use it, you see the split one. Split man costs 6, builds up 15 fatigue. So you can compare that to say if we put a sword. Let's make a note of that. So it costs 6 AP to use and builds up 15 fatigue. As opposed to the sword blow, which only uses 4 AP to use and builds up 10 fatigue. Now that makes sense because this is a big old two-handed weapon. So you're going to do a lot more damage, but if you run out of fatigue, put the heavy armor on and all this stuff, he's going to have to, probably by round 2 or 3, he's not going to be able to even swing this thing. You have to wait to rebuild. But I think we still want to change. So let's give him the patch mail shirt. Since he doesn't have a shield, I think having the armor, heavier armor, is the right way to go. And this guy's got a shield, so he's already kind of pretty well protected. But that padded surcoat only goes to 50. So it might be worth swapping it for something a little bit heavier. Let's see, -4, -6. Let's give him that. No, let's give him that, I think. Blotched. Blotched gave us. I think the shield looks pretty good. You know, you could either repair this or you could swap it out for the one that's new, I guess. Now he's got this militia spear. Now later on you'll be able to specialize in particular categories. So if you like spears, you can get some talents to back that up. Right now it doesn't really matter. I can swap it out fairly easily. It just depends on what skills I like. Again, the spear, you got the thrust, you got the spear wall, which is really nice for setting up that defensive line. But you might want to have a falchion and get the slash attack repost. It's kind of neat, kind of the counter strike. The militia spear is a small spear, I think. But if you get the pike or the longer spears, they have a little more reach on them. I guess I'll just stick with that for now. What is this? It's like nunchucks. Wooden flail. Yeah, so I think the flail's advantage is you get a bigger chance to crit. Yeah, chance to hit head 10%. So that might be something to switch him to, right? You could have that as your backup weapon. Curious. Alright, this is my guy I picked up with the axe man. So what I could do, I could give him an axe and a hatchet. Now he's kind of another front row guy, right? With the shield. He's got that armor there for 65. That's pretty good. And I could still put the javelins on him, but it's not going to work quite as well with the shield, right? Because that even with that perk, it's going to cost extra to put the shield down. But let's do that anyway. Actually, I guess you could... Yeah, that works. So you can't really easily switch between a two-handed weapon and a one-handed weapon shield combo, but as long as it's one-handed, I think you're good. Alright, and then this guy, he's an archer, so you don't really... In theory, at least, he's not going to be getting hit too much. And that crossbow already probably uses a lot of fatigue. Oh, 5 fatigue. That's actually not bad. So we could put a little extra armor on him. I wonder how much it costs to reload it. Okay, and then this guy's got a leather tunic on. Could bump him up to a gambeson. Let's see, that's 4 AP, 15 fatigue, 20 fatigue. So this is using a lot. You know, that's a fatiguing weapon to use a bow. So you might want to keep him in something. Does that have no effect on fatigue? What's going on with that? So I guess this leather tunic doesn't use any fatigue. But it's only 30 protection. Wow. I think a thick tunic. Yeah. Interesting. I didn't realize that some armor doesn't use any fatigue at all. All right, looking pretty good. You could swap out this knife for a sword, but again, it's all right. All right, I kind of like the look of that, so let's go back. I don't think I'm going to fight 7 brigands yet. We need to get back and get paid so we can give everybody their paycheck. I got another little event. Sigurd joins your side. Got a moment, Captain? You nod for him to speak his mind. The battle has left some gear worse for wear, and some men got a good nicking too. You can patch up both men and equipment while marching, but it's a lot faster to... So this is what they mean by tutorial, right? These guys will give you some hints. So you can set up a camp and heal up faster, but you could get randomly attacked, and you're going to be using up your food or whatever. Let's just get back to town. That's his ugly mug, all right. Servants, pay this man his money. That's brothers! Yay, 400 crowns. So now we can pick a mission. So we've got a contract here. And for the councilman's got a few dogs at his feet. Blah, 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 blah. What do we actually need to do? Horrible beasts are afoot, sellsword, and I need you to go after them. Hell, maybe even you'll find someone or two of the townsfolk. This will probably get us killed, because these beasts are way tougher. So I can try to get paid more. I can try that. Probably ain't gonna help. No way! I didn't think so. You know, some of those camp followers are helpful for this process. Hunt down what terrorizes Damwald. And once you accept it, you're kind of stuck with it. If you try to cancel, you'll take a penalty. And also, this affects the prices in the village, right? These monsters, everybody's on edge. So the prices will be higher. So we might not want to sell that stuff we picked up here. Unless we absolutely have to. I can show you what it means. Like the salt, it's worth 340, but I'm only going to get 274 if I sell it here. That's still probably a pretty good deal. And looks like I'm doing pretty good on other things. Oh, they already used up all my extra ammo. Wow. So I need to pick up some more of that. Wow, so that's worth 65 and they only want to give me 7. Yikes. So do I want to buy anything? Knowing its prices are jacked up? Probably not. And then there's a throwing spear. Can be used against unshielded opponents. So, how's that better than a... So I guess with this, you just get the one? One shot? Can be used against unshielded opponents as well for great effect. Damage 45 to 70. Okay, so I guess that does more damage, but wow. I think I'll keep my javelins. Alright, I think this would be... Let's see if we can find this beast, and then we'll probably I might load another save just to show you later in the game, but you're probably already getting a pretty good sense of what this game is like. You know, I could try to hire somebody else. They said they didn't have anybody available. I mean, you can have this. I think you can have up to, yeah, 12. And it's good to have a big, nice, a really nice big crew, because that way when people get injured, you can have them stay in the camp, but you keep going with the full crew. All right, and the way you find these terrors or beasts or whatever it is by following the tracks. Sometimes they will say, I'll show you where your objective is, but you're going to have to pay. Oh, there we go. Webnicks. Oh, I hate these guys. Oh, God. Yeah, this will probably be the last, the last thing we're going to do. This is going to be a total wipeout. You know, another thing the guys will tell you is don't be afraid to flee. You know, that's perfectly fine. You lose a couple guys, 4 guys, you flee, you get away, and you know, you still keep your XP on the survivors, you know, and live to fight another day. The problem, these guys are such a pain. You're going to see, because forget it, they're going to get my business no matter how I try to arrange my archers. Wow, why have I got such a crappy chance to hit? I don't know. Only 20% chance to hit, even at close range. Is it nighttime? I don't know. Maybe it's... I didn't think it was nighttime. Maybe it is. Miss! Miss! This guy is up. Up a little incline, so he's going to have less chance to hit because of that. But I got him anyway. I can try to get him out of harm's way. These guys are going to get him. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move in here and see if we can hit him. Nope. Now, if I try to move, I think he gets an attack of opportunity on me. So I probably don't want to do that, so just... You know, I could try to... Yeah, let's move him. Oh, he's still got an attack on me. Well, so I guess in this game, attack of opportunities happen if you move anywhere once you get in the zone of control. So that's good to know. Now you see all this stuff coming here. So what I want to do, I think, is move here and activate my spear wall. That way, if that guy moves here or there, he'll get an attack. This guy... Oh, I can't reach him. Is that gonna? No, that won't reach him either. Huh, what to do with this guy? Interesting. I might just want to wait here. Or I could move him here in the vain hope of keeping him off that guy, but I think there's probably the best spot. Alright. Nope, see? He got that spear wall, but I guess it only worked once. If you're successful at it, he can bounce him back, you know, several times. But I guess he's just kind of sucky. So, since that guy's webbed, I could try to use a point to free him, but that's kind of a waste. I could switch to my knife, but I'm going to try to get away. What the hell? I don't know why I had to do that twice, but yeah, this sucks. Oh, now he's poisoned too, so he's going to be getting hit every turn. The interesting thing about a crossbow, kind of a nice little subtle thing, but it's kind of cool, is unlike a bow, since you already got the crossbow loaded, ready to go, you can use it in melee once. You just can't reload it after you use it once. So he missed, of course. So now he can't reload. So I could try to flee and get far back. Maybe we can reload next time. Oh wow, it's one of the rare opportunities where I can use this round swing. Let's try it. Missed everything. Yep, we're dead. So you don't want to move him because he'll get attacked. Okay, he doesn't have a shield, so that's not useful. I could try to knock him back, but I don't think that's going to be all that great. I'll just try to attack. Miss, 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 miss. Yep. I wonder if I should have just done a shield wall with that guy and try to protect him a little bit. Yeah, it's a wipe. But you just can't get too upset about that. He doesn't have a backup weapon either. That was foolish. So I can keep trying to get away. You know, he does a lot of damage, but he just not enough. Yeah, sometimes it just comes down to that one swing, and you're just like, please don't miss. Please don't miss. Come on, don't miss. He misses. We can try this again. Missed again. Yeah, it's like, just go ahead and die, fella. If you just, that's twice in a row you've missed all your targets, so just go ahead and die. Alright, this is my axeman here. Maybe we can finish at least one off. Oh, he almost died. You know, I might survive this. We'll see. Yeah, it's going to be close if I do. Yeah, this guy will probably be dead, but trying to get away from that one. Just hit it, but nope. Come on, just hit it. Oh, got one more down. Good. Good, 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 good. All right, let's see what this guy could do. Missed again. Well, at least they're missing him too. That's something. All right, he dropped a little something there, but it's probably not all that useful for me. And I think this guy, I don't know what that little flag there means. I could try to break free, or I could try to use my shield wall. Let's go ahead and try to break free here. Got free, actually. Cool. Oh, another one bits the dust. This will be close. All right, reload. Don't miss. Don't miss. Don't you missed. Bye! All right, let's go ahead. Miss. Miss. Hit. Wow, you actually hit something. Wow! They don't seem to have that problem. See, I think he only survived because of that. Wait, this guy does have a knife, right? Let's swap to the knife. And he's got a stab and a puncture. But since that doesn't have any... I think the puncture is good for the armor. Because it tries to find a weak spot in the armor and doesn't damage it, so you can keep it. But obviously, a spider doesn't have armor, so we're not worried about that. This guy better... He's probably dead after this round. No. Well, they're missing a lot more than I thought they would. Didn't miss that time. Alright, come on. Oh, got another one. Yeah. Man, I love that. I love that headshot. That is so cool. Okay. This is going to be insanely close. Oh. Oh, if he just would have hit. This is down to the wire. Oof. Come on. Come on. Don't miss. Oh. Alright. Alright. So close. Come on. Oh, no. Come on. Hit him. Hit him. Oh. Okay, we got to break free. And didn't break free. Alright, he got me webbed. I think I hit him a little bit. Come on, break free, break free. Oh, oh, come on, come on. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is killing me, come on. Okay, finally you're free. Oh, ugh. See, if he just would have hit, but hey, you prefer to miss. This is a good choice. I don't really have anything I can do to him. Okay. I guess we'll just run over there and let him get a swing on us. At least that web uses up one of his attacks. Got him! Yay! We won! Sort of. Actually, it looks like it let me keep a couple of my guys, but don't get too excited about this. Because sometimes if these guys are, if they're not dead, they'll pick up these permanent traits that are so bad, you might as well just kill them off or dump them from your party. Like, I can't keep this guy. A permanent injury, so there's no way to get rid of it. He's 40% of his resolve is gone. 30% of his initiative is gone permanently. This guy's missing an ear, so that just means 10% initiative. I could probably live with that, but we'll have to get rid of Rolf. So, yeah, that was... And then we just lost 2 of our guys completely. But we get to keep their gear at least. And hopefully hire somebody else with the money that's a little better. So, back to Domwald. So what I probably want to do is this guy with the really hideous trauma. We just want to get rid of him. I think that's one of my original guys. Pay 10 compensation. Oh, why not? Now we're down to 2 dudes. Range skill. Yes, that's good. Range defense. That didn't really help in this case, but I guess it never really hurts to have a little defense, does it? Initiative is actually a really good thing to have on these archers. And we can pick a perk for him. Oh, he didn't even have the 9 lives. Wow. Okay, so their armor is really dinged up bad. So we'll see this tick down as they repair their stuff. 53, 52. All right, 530 crowns. So we're going to have to find a place to hire some people. Not here. Well, anyway, that's a pretty good idea of what the game is like. And, you know, like a lot of people would say, oh my God, you lost, 2 guys and had to get rid of a 3rd one. Oh, you should restart. You should reload. But again, that's if that's the attitude, you're not going to have much fun with this game. You have to be able to roll with the punches. It's kind of I guess the challenge of the game is just being kind of managing those losses, right? Oh, I lost some of my best people, but it's okay. I'll hire some other people. I got more money now, so I can hire level 2, level 3 guys instead of the rock bottom. Now, or you might play that other way and say, I'm going to hire a bunch of crappy guys, get them out there, use them as cannon fodder. Pardon the obscenities there. You can see how frustrating I got with the game, especially when I was trying to play it with keeping everybody alive. So there's a little bit later. You can see you get a lot more people, a lot more gear. Got my dogs. You get these perks filled out nicely. Like this guy has a perk called Spear Mastery. So it makes the spears a lot more useful. Skill, all of them will make them less fatiguing. That's a big plus for any weapon. It also, though, kind of locks you into using one of these. And yeah, I guess you could have spears and this and that, but you only get so many perks. So you kind of want to specialize. So the spear wall is no longer disabled once an opponent manages to overcome it. Instead, spear wall can still be used and continue to give free attacks. So that basically makes him really indispensable on the battlefield. You position him just right, and he can get, he could take care of 4 or 5 enemies in one round just with that. And then the Speedham and Warfork, I guess, are variations on the. I think those are the ones with longer reach. Yeah, this is still a one-handed weapon, the boar spear. Let's see what else I got here. I can't remember if I ever found any legendary weapons. That's a legendary item. So when you go out in the wilderness and kill goblins and stuff, you can sometimes find these legendaries. And again, if as I was saying, you see what the armor is on the enemies, And if you don't recognize it or it looks strange or really cool, it's probably a legendary item. So you really want to make sure you don't damage that. So this, these will have the best stats. See, that's worth almost, it's 9,000 gold for that. 304 and maximum fatigue of -25. So yeah, that's a really cool piece of armor. But you know, they can destroy your armor too. You know, it's another negative. So you might want to steer clear. Don't have that guy go up against the guy with the armor destroying weapons. Let's see what else we got here. That might be the only legendary I picked up with this guy. Yeah, this is kind of neat too. So you can find or make these. There's a little bit of a crafting element here, and you can make some of the stuff you can make are the or have made for you, I guess, depending on the mats. There's little add-ons for your armor, like this little stole, or is that what you call that? I'm trying to think if there's anything I haven't really covered yet in the video. So we talked about trading, we talked about missions. So right now it's supposed to hunt down barbarians. You know, one thing you can do is just go off exploring in the wilderness. You find like these ancient battle sites and fight undeads and orcs and goblins. It's all sorts of other freaky monsters that are extremely tough. And I'm pretty sure this is one of those DLCs I purchased that adds this sort of ancient Arabia kind of stuff. Yeah, I guess you can even travel by boat. Wow. Let's look at my retinue here. So you get this guy called a scout, makes the company travel faster. Which, you know, that's the sort of thing you're like, who cares about a 15% travel speed? But that means you're using less food, you're getting away faster, if you see some, you're chasing something, you get to it quicker. If you're trading, you know, it's a huge thing, right? To trade, faster you get there, make your profit, the better. Scavenger, I don't know how useful this kit is. It says that I got it because I kept running out of ammo and it's expensive. And same with tools and supplies, but it's so limited. I mean, he gets like one arrow, one tool. I probably wouldn't pick him again. The surgeon is really nice. It's cut off there what he does. Let's see if we can see here. The surgeon. Where's the surgeon? I guess it's not showing me him. But I think what he does is heal you up faster, and then there's something about wounds. I can't remember if it's you less likely to get permanent wounds or the wounds heal faster. There's some nice perk with him that I thought was cool. And I haven't even unlocked all the seats here. So you got to get your reputation up. And then there's a donkey. You can carry more inventory. I'm guessing this would be most useful if you were really getting into the merchant game. You could really carry a lot of supplies. Usually what happens with the trading is the further you go. So like if you bring stuff from El Hadet all the way down south, all the way to the very top, you'll probably make a better profit. And then you also have to pay attention to what kind of town it is, right? Let's see. I guess, oh, there we go. So like that's just a village. So it's better to buy at a village and sell at a town or a massive city, a stone citadel. You know, it'd be better to come here and sell stuff. You might be able to buy better armor and stuff there. Taxidermist. The taxidermist is where you can make your crafted items. Armor. Cokenland. Armor, tavern. We didn't really go to a tavern, did we? Where's my crew? Is there a tavern here? Yeah. So with the taverns, this is where you can get some advice on where to go. It costs money. There's even a follower you can get, I think, that his specialty is making these tavern rumors more useful. A group of hunters went missing. They were after some sort of giant. So you could typically do this a couple times and get different tips. Some of them more useful than others. You can raise your morale here. Dieter's drunk. Dieter! Some people are euphoric. Yeah, so. There you go, Battle Brothers. I wonder if we could get into a quick little skirmish here just so you can see how much more fun it is when you get a big crew. You know, a lot of people, I read some of the guides and suggestions people had, and some people actually think it's more fun with just a small crew. So they don't ever completely max out their party size. Probably something to that. Just kind of like having as many people as possible. That's just a caravan. Shoot, I thought we might run into some brigands or something out here. Usually you can find a battle pretty easily. Burnt remains of a small hamlet. Oh, I guess I'm on a mission to track somebody. Come on. You know, whenever you make a video like this, it's like you're always getting attacked except when you're looking for a battle. Then you'll spend like the whole video trying to get into a scrape. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get my butt kicked here. Well, I just wanted to show you briefly what the... Yeah, this is... We're going to get annihilated. Oh my god, I hate these bastards. Oh, I hate them. I'm not going to play this battle all the way through. You can see, so forget about any formation, protecting your flank, whatever. Unless you make a ball and have your, you know, guys completely around your archers, they're going to get hit. And these guys do a sick amount of damage. God, and there's freaking 10 of them? Oh. Yeah, my guys are already breaking. Yeah, absolutely hopeless. So this guy's got a little thing called footwork, so I can try to shimmy out of harm's way, but you can see even going there is not going to help. Best bet is probably to switch to my melee weapon, which is much less effective. But he's a goner, because he's got 3 guys around him. Same problem with this guy. So like the shield, even with that talent, he's not going to have a... He's got a little bit of action points left, actually. I don't think these guys have armor, so that's not going to help me. And of course he misses anyway. Because of course. 50% chance. 50% chance. This guy's got something called rotation, so I got this on my archers. It might be more useful than this footwork. It's a lower level talent, but you know, if they get behind your melee guy, you can switch them out. I found it kind of useful. All right, then we got our swordman here. Now he's got a war dog. Let's go ahead and break out the dog, just to show you what that's about. All right. So then the choices are repost, so I can counterattack. There are perks you can use to really buff that up. And it's going to attack. Alright, there goes the dog. So he gets to attack right away. That's cool. So all of my archers are surrounded. Let's see. This guy, I think, has got a javelin. Yeah. Well, of course he hits my guy instead of the... of course he hits my guy twice instead of the guy he was supposed to hit. Well, that was okay. Go ahead and get him set up for next turn. I probably won't have a next turn because these guys do incredible damage. So I wonder... I think I'm just going to head and swap them out. Yeah, this is the big honking axe, but... Oh, man, I hate it when they... Like, since he's got that sliver left, though, he'll be able to probably kill one of my guys. Just couldn't quite finish him. Yeah, this is a neat feature. I forgot about this, but as you do the main quest line, or whatever you want to call it, reputation quests, you can get some special items like this this battle standard. So this, I think it boosts morale of everybody around me, but it also has a better range, see, so I can attack that guy from further away. Oh, they have 9 lives. That's what that is. I just recognize that little icon. So just like me, they can, you basically have to kill him twice. Okay, we'll have to swap to his sword. Oh. Yeah, and 9 lives kicked in again. Let's break out his dog as well. Yeah, I don't know if that's how that works. Is that so he's safe the whole round? Yeah, that's what that means. Shoot. So I wasted some attacks there. This guy's got Indomitable. So I think that, yeah, receives 50% damage, can't be stunned or knocked back. He's also got a taunt. Let's give him his spear. And you can watch my guys get annihilated. Oh, he killed the dog. I don't know about you, but just seeing the dog die is just somehow too sad. That's why I usually don't use them unless it's absolute necessity. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. At this point of the game, there's no freaking way I would keep that. You know, if I lose 4 or 5 of these guys, I'd just reload it and just wouldn't come here. But you know, if you can tough it out, you know, maybe save this for when you're ready to quit anyway. You're like, I'm just gonna see what these guys can do. So he can't reload and he can't move anywhere, so I gotta switch weapons. Oh, this, if I survive this at all, it'll be with probably half my crew. And you know, these guys are high level, so it'd be hard to replace them. You know, I guess one way to look at it might be, well, when you go to hire new guys, you've learned more about the game, right? So you could really make sure that you get the stats just right, just the right perks. Or there might be a chance to experiment with some different kinds of weapons. You know, you could probably find a way to spin it mentally in such a way that you could live with it. Alright. Why can't he attack that guy? Okay. Miss, I can't believe you're missing. Alright, 2 down. I might be able to survive this. We'll see. I'm doing better than I thought I would. He just can't hit crap with that. I'm going to have to switch him. Oh, nice solid damage. Break out all the dogs. Who let the dogs out? Matt! Now you know. I love this weapons with reach. That's probably something I would want. If I did restart again, you know, thinking about a place to have 2 of those, maybe 2 or 3 guys with reach weapons, because that can make a huge difference. You know, if you get your guys formed right, so you got the shields, the reach weapons, and your archers just perfectly positioned, that would make a big difference. Okay. Miss, thank you. Get behind you very much. These guys don't have a lot of health, but they do a lot of damage. Oh, you feel that. Oh, seeing they can teleport in and just go anywhere they want. What a pain. They always go for your rangers. Look at that. Look at that. They just always go for your weak link. See, they destroyed his helmet, which is like a very nice helmet. His armor's gone. So even if he survives, I won't be able to use that again. Oh, 2 misses in a row. 1 freaking hit would have finished that guy off. Okay, so they keep moving around, which is also annoying. For another reason. What the heck is that? Kopesh. Okay, can't do anything but chase him around. Oh, he's a goner. Oh. 25% chance to hit. You know, again, I've seen plenty of times 90, 95% chance to hit and still miss twice. Oh, just... Why couldn't you hit him? Miss, miss, miss. They're not gonna miss. They're not gonna miss. Okay. I wonder if it would be better to switch back to my ranged or try to move into position. Can I hit him from here? Nope. Of course not. Right, can he hit? Hit once. Twice. Alright. This javelin is supposed to be the... supposed to get a bonus to accuracy while using that. I can move him over. Oh, he can't hit anybody? Nope. Another one bits the dust. Yeah, there is no way in hell I would keep this. I would reload it for the dog. Okay. I'm just kind of curious if I could even survive this. Would I even get it? Would it even be worth it? No. I'll probably just get some really crappy weapons. Oh, they can't hit. Literally cannot hit to save their life. Oh, come on. You scumbag. Oh. Ah. How many times this son of a... Oh, 9 lives. Okay, maybe that guy. Oh, his 9 lives kicked in. I think that can only happen once per battle, though, so there's that. I can't tell what that icon is. It's too small. All right. Like just a miracle every time they hit. Oh, I forgot he had 9 lives. Oh. You know, it would have been a nice thing to just have a little pop-up that says, that guy's got 9 lives activated. Are you sure you want to waste your attack on him? But it's not that kind of game. Oh. Yeah. You know, and this is the kind of game, too. You know, I've had battles like this. You work so hard, you're so careful, and you get it down to like 1 mob left. And for the love of God, nobody will hit him. They just will not hit him. And he will sit there and pick your guys off until you have to reload. That's just the way, that's true randomness. You know, most modern RPGs will have like basically a little fudge or a nudge, you know, just something to keep the brutality of the randomness, tamp it down a little bit. Man, see? You just can't hit. I start to take it personally. Give every. Alright. 9 lives. Gotta love it. Okay, he can't do anything else. I'm gonna put his shield wall on, I think, just to give him a little extra protection. Oh, so he's trying to flee. So I lost control of him, and they're gonna all get attacks of opportunity on him. Wow, they actually missed one time? That little clink means they hit the shield. Oh, doggy died. Just kill him. I'm tired of looking at that guy. Alright, got another one down. Praise Jesus, you frickin' hit him. I'm not even sure why these guys are so hard to hit. Alright. It's getting pretty close. The most aggravating thing with these guys is that the way that they do your archers, so you can't use your ranged attacks. You know, that was a big mistake I made, I feel, when I made this game. I had too many ranged attackers. You know, my thought was you have 4 melees and 4 ranged attacks and so on, but it's just the ranged attackers. There's so many ways the game will prevent you from really leveraging that, like here, that you can't afford to have more than maybe 25% of your guys be ranged. Man, they're gonna get me. It's that moving around. I have to keep wasting my action points just moving into position. Oh, this guy, he's a goner. 9 lives, Jesus. Yeah, half my guys are fleeing now. This guy's got a lot of resolve, though. I'm impressed he's holding up. He's gone now, watch him. Oh, he's dead. Battle Brothers! Are you having fun? Seeing all your guys die? If not, don't play this game. Let's see. Have I mentioned I really hate these guys? You kind of just have to cluster all your guys up. You know, see, I had to waste all my action points just to move there. They can just teleport. I think if you're going to have a teleport, you shouldn't be able to attack after it. You know, that would make it a little more fair if they had to use their entire round to teleport. I think it's just cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap. All right. If I could just connect once, I'd kill that one. Oh, it is hard not to cuss this game out. Oh, it's so hard. Think of the kids, Matt. Think of the small children in the background. Don't say the words. Ah. And this is the best crew I could possibly put together here. Oh, and miss! God, hit him! Hit him! Ah. Look at that. It's pathetic. You know, you deserve to die. Is there even any point in trying? He's just gonna miss. Oh, they don't miss. Oh, look. He didn't miss. He didn't miss. He didn't miss. They get that guy off by himself, and it's just a goner. You know, I feel like I could attack 50 times and not connect. Alright. Actually hit. Wow. I'm not going to comment. Alright, and then even if you hit, the 9 lives kicks in. Yeah. They're gonna beat me. I'm actually kind of surprised these guys have held on as long as they have. It's not only do they not have the same problem with missing, they actually crit. No. Bye. Kill him. Kill it. Kill that. Just kill him. I don't want to look at him. Kill him. Thank you. Thank you. He will miss no more. I'll put that on his gravestone. Will miss no more. Looks like I'm going to have to put that on a couple of these guys. I mean, I guess a 21% chance is a pretty low. No. Oh, he's flanked. He's gone. He's flanked. It's over. I think this guy might be my yeah, they're not, there's no way their morale is going to break, so I'll go ahead and finish it, but I should have picked an easier battle. Oh. Yep. The company has... Oh, I got an achievement for that. Lessons learned. Lose a game. That's the real achievement. See, wasn't that fun? Wasn't it fun to hire all those mercenaries and level them up and gear them up and just lose stupidly to a totally rigged and unfair battle with monsters that are way overpowered? If the answer to that is yes, I got the game for you, Battle Brothers! Woo! Yeah, I'm not bitter. Not bitter. Not bitter at all. Just raw enjoyment. You know, should we just do a... I don't want to end the videos on such a horrible thing. Why don't we find this, this warlord? I might actually be able to do that. I didn't normally suck this bad. Now, in all fairness, though, I think that was a... those are really hard challenges. You probably would get legendary gear if you could actually do that. You know, that's why I gotta respect guys that are... If you're really serious about Iron Manning this, because the RNG is just insane. You know, I mean, if I had connected even a couple of times, I might have been able to defeat that. But you saw what happened. I just could not connect. And that's just a pure roll of the die. I'm not going to go through this whole battle, but I'll just show you. It gets a little easier than that. Alright, these are... I'm just looking to see if any of these guys look like they have really good armor or weapons. I'm not seeing any. Alright, wow. Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. But you see what I was saying, how I screwed up my party? I got way too many ranged guys here. I think what you probably want is to have a bare minimum, you know, maybe 2, maybe 3 guys with a bow, and have everybody else with melee stuff, because they're going to get to you pretty quick. And you can always do those javelins or ranged weapons like that where you can switch back and forth. But just the dedicated, well, then again, it's kind of nice when that happens. Yeah, in a battle like this, you know, the ranged guys are fine because you can. There's ways to kind of keep the other these guys off of them, and that is sweet. Yeah, I forgot I even have perks on my ranged attackers where if they kill somebody, they can get another attack. That has come in very handy. All right, now that we're not dealing with those punks. And have a little more fun. Let's see, 51% chance. Boom, boom. Why weren't you doing that a minute ago? This is my javelin thrower. I'm just gonna swap them out. Get in there with the mace. Get in there with that morning star. This is my axe man. Line them up. This guy's got a nice reach, but not a lot of action points. Okay, let's see. I can throw an axe. Okay. That would have been a good example there where I could use that spear wall to keep them off. Get some free attacks. Missed. What was that? Yeah, some of these barbarians will have like a berserker rage. Just do insane amounts of damage. So they go down quick, but if you don't kill them, they'll kill you quick. Ah, look at that son of a gun. Boom. Oh, my poor ranger. Oh, what's this? Oh, they got a drummer. Oh, that's not good. Drumonette. Oh, I hate it when they get around my guys. Okay, what's this guy doing? All right, got him down. Yes, yes. It works much better when you hit your targets. I might have a nice helmet. Alright, so I was actually able to use the ability that time. Alright, so he's breaking, he'll flee, that's good. I might focus on one of the guys that's not fleeing. Still not fleeing. Alright, my Axeman. One down. Let's see if you can go for two. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's a Barbarian King! Oh, he's got some great gear. Okay, let's, I'll try to keep him, distracted. So I'll save him for last, I guess. See if I can get through without dying. Because I'll need to get in with my dagger men. Okay, gotta switch weapons on these guys. Okay. I'm excited about the king. I wonder, I might get some really cool gear from him. The ideal scenario is you get him fleeing, and then you can just stab him without having to worry about his counterattacks. But that probably won't happen with this drummer guy unless I can get over there to finish him off. Oh, did you? Kill him. Got him. Every time you kill one, I think the morale goes down. Oh, ho, ho, ho. And that's the advantage of a difficult game. When you do well, you feel it, right? It matters. It's a real easy game. You don't even really... Okay. Doesn't do as much for you. It's like liquor, you know. Hard alcohol, hard liquor. Has an impact. Even though it tastes terrible. Okay. I want to get in there with that mace, I think, and... Oh. Let's see. I think that does damage his armor, but not a whole lot. I definitely don't want to strip his armor completely, because we want to recover it after the battle. Another thing that makes them flee more is if you can surround them or get a lot of guys around them. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch him out to his knife. Start trying to go. Oops. There we go. There's a move you can do with that dagger that just damages the armor. I mean, just damages the person, not the armor. I'm not good at... See if I can get over there and kill that drummer. Well, they're running. Okay, great. The drummer's going. He's not playing too loud now. Oh. You know, this is still kind of precarious here. I don't want to get sloppy. Come on, finish him off. Come on. Ah! Ah! Switch it to his knife, I guess. Okay. Can you hit him? No, you hit my own guy. He's almost dead. Oh! Idiot! Idiot! Alright, can you hit him? Man, this guy is... Why is he so tough? Finally! Jesus, okay. Alright. This might be hard to do because he's got armor. Of course, armor makes it harder to it protects you, right? Oh God, he's got like a round. He's got an area of effect spell. Oh, this is gonna be insanely hard. Come on, what can he move? Right. Yeah, my guess is there's no way for me to do this without losing a couple of my guys. That'd probably be too much hell to pay. But just for the sake of the video. Oh, that's damaging the armor too much, jeez. Just for the sake of the video, I'll do it, but you know, in real life, I don't know about you. I could stand to lose highly trained guys at this point. Now, if I could get him over there, he might be able to stun that dude. But no, I can't reach him. All I can do now is just keep on attacking. Hope I can finish him off before he finishes me off. Oh, he doesn't even have a... I could bandage him, maybe. don't think that actually restores your hit points at all. Alright, let's see. Can I do this? No. You know, I might actually be able to use that ability I have to swap people out if they get too damaged. You know, I could move somebody over there that's not so damaged. Oh, I forgot about this. He's got a grenade. Well, he's not doing any good there. See, they're tired. They got that heavy armor on. The battle's gone on for long enough, and now they're only getting one of these attacks. Ah, absolutely brutal. At least he's trying to flee. Alright, come on, come on, come on. One more will do it. Once again, I just need to land a blow. Oh. When it gets down like this, you just... Please don't miss. Please don't miss. This might take 20 rounds. Watch it. Oh, it's just down like a little sliver. I don't know if he can... These daggers, of course, don't have any reach on them. Ah, I just knew it was going to happen that time. Ah. It's going to get another round. Oh, got him. Okay. Let's see if that was even worth having. So we got thick-plated barbarian armor. It's not a legendary item, but it's worth 1,000. Probably wasn't worth all that we put into it. It's got a rusty axe. 1,500. Looks like we got a pretty cool helmet and lots of supplies and stuff. So there you go. You win occasionally, even in this game. But look at that. I'll get 4,000 crowns for completing that. So there you go. I wanted to end on a high note, and I think we did there. That was a pretty good mission. So, Battle Brothers. I guess I'll give you an overall view of it. Yeah, I even lost a couple people on this. So the way I would approach this game is kind of like you would with the roguelike, something like that. So just bear in mind, you're probably going to lose. You're probably going to get into a battle you can't handle. Now, the way I always play a game, it's just my default setting, is to just get a crew together. And if the death just feels like RNG crap, I just reload. But I had to reload a lot, and it kind of diminished my enthusiasm, to be honest with you. So I think instead of thinking of this game as something you want to get to the end of, I would just play it as I'm just going to see how long I can last. You know, I'll see how long I can go before I get a total party knockout. You know, can you get a couple dudes up to max level? That would already be a pretty good achievement, right? Or can I get some decent gear on a couple of guys? Or you know, there's different ways to kind of frame it, I guess, to where you're not so upset when people die. If I can get back to my character screen here. Yeah. I was going to show you there's one other thing I haven't really talked about, I think, is here. So another thing you can work on is your fame. You can work with these houses here and do missions for them. I think there's like 4 or 5 different ways to beat the game, but yeah, just don't do what I did. At least not on your first playthrough. and keep trying to keep the original crew alive. I think the better way to do it would be to have just, maybe you've got 3 or 4 guys and you're like, okay, these are the guys I've got to keep alive, and I'll reload if one of them dies. But the other ones I'll be a little more flexible with, keeping in mind I can always recruit some more followers, get high level people. You can even pay to have them trained. So it's not that hard to get a guy up to a decent level relatively quickly, and just replace that fallen person. That would be preferable, believe me, than getting all the way almost to the end of a long battle, really tough, and one guy dies, and you're like, am I really gonna, have to reload and replay all that just because that one idiot just could not connect, would not hit the zombie right in front of him with a hammer. So that's my advice. So other than the difficulty level, which is a very subjective thing in a game like this, I think this game's got a lot going for it, and a lot of you guys love it, wanted me to play it really badly, so I see what all the fuss is about. It's got just, it kind of hits the sweet spot, I think, in terms of complexity with the leveling mechanics and such. It didn't ever feel like I needed to go to a guide and just, sort of slavishly copy somebody's min-max guide. I felt it was kind of fun just to experiment, see what kind of different builds you might come up with on your own. Even if you make a couple of quote-unquote bad choices, it didn't feel like a game buster. Like a shield, maybe you get shield expert and then decide later you don't really want to use a shield on that character. It didn't feel like that was just a complete waste, because I could have a couple different weapon sets. Right? Maybe I decide, well, for this battle I do want to use a shield. So it's not so rigid that you're just completely screwed if you make a choice like that. There's a lot of variety with the weapon types. So even though you don't get like classes the way you would in a normal RPG with like a tank or a cleric or something like that, mage, you can achieve the same effect really just by the way you gear up your guys and the skills you pick. And I didn't really show you like the bombs and stuff, but there's even like an AoE kind of mechanic. There's poison and acid, certain kinds of almost magic-like effects you can get. But yeah, there's a lot of fun, a lot of strategy, a lot of tactics. And one thing I like about a game like this where you have a lot of characters is you get to do this a lot, right? So you can really experiment, try everything out, instead of just getting locked into a couple of different kinds of characters. And also I like that there's not so much character development stuff to where you feel like these aren't your characters. So like you hire somebody, you get a little bit of a backstory, but it's kind of fun thinking about how these characters are blending in with the rest. What are they talking about around the campfire? Did they like the new shield that I gave them? And there's some kind of vanity stuff you could do, like you could paint the shield with a certain way, paint your armor. So it's a lot of little nice touches like that. But really just the vibe I get from this game, I feel sometimes when you play a game and you just kind of feel like the developers are there with you, they're having fun. They had fun making the game, and might have a few rough edges here and there, but it feels, you could tell a person made it. It's got some character, it's got some personality to it. And I definitely feel that way about this game. Plus, there's a lot of community, there's a lot of fans out there, and I feel like if you needed some help, you could probably find it, but it just so much depends on how you approach this game. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. I think you've seen enough. You can pick this up again on GOG. It's on sale right now. It's real cheap. I wonder what Retire does. Leave the men in charge. No, I guess I've never tried this before. That actually I'm kind of glad I clicked on that. You just put that past out of mind and go on to live the rest of these. So one fun way to play this, I guess, would be to say, I'm going to give myself so many days. You might say 100 days or 365 days. Just whatever happens at the end of that, I'm going to retire. Get out while I can. And I just see maybe how much money I was able to accumulate, how famous I was able to get. So yeah, there's lots of ways to play the game. It's just I'm so used to playing something like Baldur's Gate, where you got a definite, progression and a quest and a story to get through. It can be tough to break out of that mindset, gameplay style, and really embrace something like this, a challenging game. Anyway, sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think. Your mileage may vary, obviously, but I think there's plenty enough fun to be had here to justify that $7 or whatever they're charging for it at Steam or on GOG. And yes, I'm definitely going to be checking out Menace. I think maybe that might even be a better game than this is, because hopefully they will learn from their experience with this and be able to apply the stuff that worked. Maybe tweak a few things, maybe experiment. So we'll see what happens with Menace. But I'm going to stop it here because I am damn well out of breath. That's all. It almost worked. Hey, thank you guys for watching the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Wow, Battle Bros, Battle Brothers. We're all brothers here at Matt Chat. You're my brother, or perhaps sister. I think there might be one or two ladies that watch the show. Hey, ladies, thank you, especially for watching, putting up with all of the bros around here at the Matt Chat, at the Matt Cave. Hey, we have some fun. We have some good times around here. It's been kind of hellish here at the St. Cloud stage. You probably know it's kind of been frazzling. Won't get into it, but I've been trying to put out content as much as I can. Get into a place to do a show. The stars lined up. I was able to do this episode about Battle Brothers today. So please, I hope you like this. Let me know what the comments are about the game, or about the show, or things you'd like to see, people you'd like for me to talk to. Maybe you know somebody at Overhype Studios. I'd love to get one of those guys on the show to talk about this game or Menace. Usually they want to promote something that's a little easier to hook them into the show. But whatever you guys do to support the show, most importantly by going to that link in the show notes to the Patreon site, and you can become a Rat Slayer yourself. One of these cool people that not only watch the show but actually help produce it, just by clicking a few links, submitting a few dollars, and you're good to go. You are part of the crew, the Matt Chat Army, the phenomenon of Matt Chattery. So if you haven't done so already, go to that link in the show notes to the Patreon page. There's also Ko-fi, there's PayPal, there's all sorts of other ones. Whatever your YouTube memberships, whatever you're comfortable doing, whatever's easiest for you, just know that Matt, Bradley, Shurgi, and I greatly, 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 greatly appreciate it with maximum gratitude. And remember, you can't spell gratitude without rat. So, seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. Now, what about that little thing we call news from the Matt Cave? I was trying to do like a Batman theme song, Matt Cave or something like Matt Chat, just you get kind of goofy ideas sometimes, and if you're smart, you just edit that out of the footage. You don't actually put it into the show itself. So I'll have to make a note to do that, because in retrospect that seemed rather silly. All right, the news. Got quite a bit of news. One advantage of not doing the show every week is you get lots of news you can talk about. And lots of good items here. First is up. The first news item that's up. What am I saying? The first news item is from Tired Gaming Dad. I think I'm becoming a tired gaming chatter. Huge shakeup at Microsoft. Oh my God. Phil Spencer, you probably heard that name before, retiring after decades at the company and over 10 years of leading the Xbox. So an X of Xbox. Even more surprising, Xbox President Sarah Bond also ouch. So who's stepping in? What's all this about? Well, there's a new head of Xbox, is an AI executive. One Asha Sharma. Is that a real person or perhaps an avatar? Anyway, they're signaling that Microsoft may be leaning even harder. Is it possible to lean even harder into an AI-driven strategy going forward? Meanwhile, Matt Booty, well, that's a name, Matt Booty. Bet he's never been picked on by that because he's named Booty. Anyway, Booty has been promoted to Chief Content Officer, CCO. What does it all mean? Well, probably more AI integration, and I know all you guys are just so excited about the potential of generative AI. I mean, there's just no negatives, right? There's nothing, no other arguments to be made other than it's wonderful, right? Anyway, it could also, I guess, raise big questions about first-party games and platform identity. You know, it doesn't seem like we got a lot of AI love over at the Matt Chat Discord channel. So if you got a different view of this, maybe you think it's amazing. Maybe you think people are being a little bit too judgmental. Whatever it is, prejudice. What's the word? Is there a word yet for like somebody who's prejudiced against AI? Is that a thing? Anyway, sound off in the comments. Love to hear your take. Next up, we got Miko. Tough news this, well, more bad news. Tough news this week from the strategy world. Jake Solomon, best known as the creative lead behind modern XCOM, Enemy Unknown, and XCOM 2, which are amazing. Anyway, Solomon has announced the closure. Are you kidding me? The closure of his new studio, Midsummer Studios. Team has been working on a life sim. Well, there's your problem. A big tonal shift from tactical alien warfare, kind of a what the hell. But the project has now been canceled. Solomon described that life sim, I guess, as the, quote, game we poured our hearts into. Well, that's sad. And shared an early look at what it might have been. For CRPG and strategy fans, of course, Sting, Solomon was one of the few designers consistently delivering smart, systems-driven tactical experiences in the AAA space. So we got a lot of indie stuff, but this was sort of big budget games. Whether he returns to tactics or doubles down on something new, well, we have to keep tabs on Mr. Solomon. All right, third item. Yes, Tired Gaming Dad, once again, good news. Oh, here we go. Good news for PC gamers this week. Valve Corporation has won its legal battle against patent troll. Well, that's not a very nice thing to call somebody. Patent troll? What's that? Lee, L-E-I-G-H, Rothschild, and associated shell companies. The lawsuit centered on alleged patent violations related to Steam features, but the court ultimately sided with Valve, dealing a blow to a pattern of aggressive litigation targeting tech and game companies for years. For anyone who cares about the PC ecosystem and Steam, this is a quiet but meaningful win. All right, so they say, one for the good guys. So you have thoughts on software patents and intellectual property laws or whatever? You know, I guess I can see some value in that, obviously, but sometimes I guess they get a little carried away, a little skewed too far in one direction. It ends up hurting the industry more than helping sometimes. So anyway, I'd like to hear your take on that. You guys probably are savvier than I, at least, well, not you, but yeah, that guy over there. He looks savvy. So tell me what's going on. Oh, we got a new news reporter here. Oh, check this out. Martin. Martin. Remember, you know, Martin rhymes with Barton. That's pretty cool. Martin. Remember, I swear there's like radon or something down here. Okay. Remember Pragmata? No, I don't. Well, anyway, this is a long-delayed sci-fi mystery from Capcom that sort of vanished after its original reveal. Well, it's back. Yay, I guess so. Capcom finally shown new footage, giving us a new look at the gameplay. It's a third-person sci-fi action title set in a near-future lunar city, featuring an armored astronaut and a mysterious young girl working together to survive against hostile AI forces. Probably those AI forces led and pioneered and created by a certain Microsoft. It has that slick, slightly Death Stranding meets Ghost in the Shell. Oh, that's a good one. Ghost in the Shell. I know that. vibe, but now we're seeing more actual mechanics, not just cryptic trailers. After multiple delays, Capcom signaling this thing is real and moving again. And I wonder if they're using AI assets. For fans of cerebral sci-fi and high-concept storytelling, this might be one to keep an eye on. We'll see if Pragmata finally sticks the landing, or does it drift back into the void. All right. I feel like I might be missing something. Thank you guys. We did the news. I don't know. Well, let's wrap it up anyway with a quotation. And I was looking for quotes about brotherhood. I found a really great one. I love this. This is from Jane Wyman, U.S. actor back in the day. And the quote goes something like this. The opportunity for brotherhood presents itself every time you meet a human being. I love that. Jane Wyman, you're the greatest. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys next time.
What if this is as good as it gets?